The penultimate race of the season takes us to Circuit of the Americas, a fun track that has potential for some penalties. So we'll have to keep our lookout on these guys, but man, I'm excited. We only have one more race after this, but I think we're going to have a very, very close battle between a lot of these drivers. So good evening, guys. I hope you're having a great night. I'm here in the booth along with Jay McAttack, who is also racing. Jordan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, I guess. I'm excited to see some racing in my home state. Some good old-fashioned Formula One racing, and hopefully it's a good event tonight. Hopefully we can put on a little bit of a show for everyone watching.
I think that's going to be the case, and we were joking about it in practice, but saying literally 3/4 of the lobby, I feel like, this is their home track. So I know a lot of drivers would love to win here, and I already see some folks out there in chat rooting for the Cardwell family. They're out here, 4 drivers, in fact. So really cool to see them out here. JC, Josh, Jack, and Jacob. So a lot of luck to them and the rest of the drivers out here tonight. But man, I think it's going to be a really fun one. This is a very flowy track. It's got some sharp corners. We're going to see a little bit of everything, elevation changes, you name it. So I'm pretty excited about this one for sure. If you guys have a winner that you think is going to happen tonight, let me know. Let us know in chat. Who do you think it's going to be? All right, Jordan, we've talked about it in practice, but what are some trouble spots you think are going to be needing to look out for tonight?
Turn 1 is going to be a hot spot on the start of this race. It's very tight, nearly 180 degree corner, uphill, so you can be real aggressive getting in. You're braking uphill, and then it flattens out, and you completely lose your grip. And you're trying to turn left, and you have everybody on top of each other, so there's definitely an opportunity for some major incidents on that first start of the race. And then through the S's, it's really fun, really fast, really easy to put a wheel wrong because you have full commitment through that section of the racetrack, especially toward the end where the S's kind of tighten up and slow down. Those last couple of corners, you can find the grip coming in and out, and then it's just really tough to keep it all on the racetrack. Easy spot to get a penalty, and then after the long straightaway, which again has a really, really, really tight braking zone, hard left-hand corner. It's a really technical portion of the racetrack where you could maybe see some passing if you want to be real aggressive. And through the carousel at the end of it, the car can get really light on its feet, especially toward the end of the race.
Yeah, I agree. All spots we need to look out for, but turn 1, lap 1, we talk about it every single race, every season, at every single track. Definitely something worth to watch for. I mean, this track, it goes into a hard left-hander. I mean, it's literally a pay-per-click. You can see Jacob X99 going through that currently. It goes, as Jordan said, uphill. And then as you make around the corner, it's going to go back down the hill. Meanwhile, you're trying to do this with 11 other drivers. So that's definitely going to be something we have to look out for. Hopefully, no wings will be destroyed in this, but I do think there's potential to see some penalties out there. And Jordan, could you enlighten us on where penalties could be seen?
Through the S's, for one, especially toward the very end of them. There's a lot of opportunity for penalties really all around the racetrack because it is a place with a lot of runoffs. So it kind of invites you to be incredibly aggressive. But of course, with the rules here in F1, all you have to do is put those inside tires out on the rumble strip, and it'll give you a penalty. So it's just really almost everywhere has a potential for a warning. It's just there are some spots like the S's, and then that technical stadium section are really where you can see some the penalties accrue.
Absolutely, and you can see where you have 2 lap times on the board. Both Cardwell brothers, Jacob X99, a 1:33.2, which we saw from him in practice. He was definitely the fastest out there. JC next up with a 135.5, but I expect that to go down in time, which is a very good thing. We saw him extremely fast in practice also. Kerr is still in pits. We still have a lot of drivers out in pit lane, but Scarface going to make his way back out. He was also another fast driver out in practice, so I think we're going to see some fast drivers get extremely close. I mean, we talk about it every race about how close these drivers are in lap times and how that essentially makes it so that when you're in race, we're going to see these packs of close drivers in qualifying with lap times, which is really cool to see and how it all plays out in race. So I'm very excited about it. Maddie, I see you out there. Hope you're having a great night. Great to have you out here. But a couple more drivers out. Radley Bacon, he is on his outlap along with J-Mac Attack and Leaf Justin. So we'll see what these drivers can do. Gale Force, he's making his way around to the finish line. Let's see what kind of lap time he gets. Here we go, second to the board, 135.1, just beats out JC with a 135.5 as he makes his way around that first corner. And we've talked about that first corner. We'll keep our eye out on that at the start of the race, but yeah, it will not be the last time you hear me talk about that corner. It's just so, such a harsh corner, especially when you're just starting out. So, yeah. We'll keep our eye out. Kerr on his outlap. Dion has not gone out yet. Scarface outlap for him. Josh still on pit lane. Riley Bacon, he is now on his time lap after being on his outlap, along with J-Mac Attack, who is in the purple from Sector 2. So we'll see what he can do in Sector 3 as he makes his way around. And there's a couple of tricky spots around here, especially coming around those last final corners. We'll see what he can do. Maddie says this whole track is harsh. It doesn't like me. You know, I haven't raced it here in the Indy cars, or not Indy cars, F1 cars, but I have in stock cars, and it is brutal in the stock cars, I can assure you. All right, Jordan goes straight to second, 134.4, so extremely fast lap time. He's on those soft tire compounds along with P1, which is Jacob X99, and Leaf Justin. He brings out a 133.8, and Leaf Justin, he does have a win here at COTA. I know he would love to repeat that. We'll see what happens. Gale Force on the board with a 135.1, as we mentioned earlier. JC moves down to P5 with his 135.5. I know he was making some changes in practice to try to get the handling just a little bit better. We'll see what he can bring out to the track. All right, we're going to follow Scarface, Sector 3 coming around the final corner. Up to the start-finish line. We'll see what his lap time brings out here. And he goes to P2. Look at how close these times are. 133.5. 0.3 off our leader, 133.2. That's going to be Jacob. Meanwhile, Leaf Justin in third with a 133.8. So 0.6 separate our top three drivers. We haven't even mentioned this, but Ferrari Nut, he did come out during qualifying. You can see him, he goes straight to the top of the board, 132.7, which is the fastest we've seen all night. Showed up fashionably late, missed all of practice, but here in qualifying and goes straight to the top. Our top 7 drivers have lap times. Kerr goes straight to the top here. We also did not see Kerr put down a lap time at all, but obviously he's extremely fast and has a couple of wins out here at COTA. 132.1, that is 0.6 better than Ferrari Nut. These guys, you can already see the different packs that are forming. 1-2 gonna have a crazy battle. We have 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Also another battle. See what else is going to come out here on track.
An interesting note, I believe we have rain coming in, so I think everyone's going to be hustling to get their laps in right now before the track loses all the grip.
All right, well, you guys heard it right there, and I do see some cloudy skies. I was not thinking rain, though, so that's going to make things rather interesting. I know some drivers prefer it at certain tracks. I'm not sure if tonight would be one of those tracks, but we're going to find out. I think, man, might be a challenge for some of these drivers. I know it's not a normal track where it's close bounds and not a lot of places to get penalties. There most certainly is here. A lot of places to go off track, so watching those braking and throttle points are going to be crucial as they make their way around. Coming out of Sector 2 into Sector 3, that's going to be Rattly Bacon on his outlap. Has yet to put down a time. Considered another tricky portion of the track, or as some just say, the entire track is tricky. Here he comes around. I'll call it the U-turn since it literally makes the letter U, but coming around the final couple of corners.
How U-turns work.
Isn't it, though? Thank you. All right, Rally Bacon putting down his first lap here, and I don't see a time. Okay. Maybe we're going to do the next one. 8 drivers on the board. I'm a little surprised with JC, who has not improved his time yet. See what he does coming around the final part of his lap. But Gale Force, normally a very strong driver, he said right before we went into qualifying saying, I'm not sure how this is going to go. He is extremely fast driver out here, and I think we'll see the same, but after he saw the lap times, he was not feeling as confident as usual. JC moves up to 134.4. That's going to be directly behind J Mac Attack at a 4.50. Extremely close in times. Another battle I look forward to seeing out on track. 28 laps for the race. 4 minutes left in qualifying, just over 4 minutes. So plenty of time for these drivers to get at least one lap in. Josh and Rally Bacon have yet to put that lap down, along with Dion and Sober David. See what they do. Gale Force 134.427 moves up just a little bit here. Leaf Justin 133.894. Scarface P4 133.505. Jacob sitting P3 132.8. Ferrari Nut 132.7. And Kerr 132.1. Home track to many drivers. And I know all of them would love to see a win here. Stand on that podium after the race. Yeah, that sky is looking like it might want to rain a little bit. On board with Kerr, this is going to be the second DRS zone in the race down that backstretch here. Another passing opportunity as he headed into that left-hander. Some of these will be tricky to try to secure a pass, as you really have to nail it in there and make sure that you hit the right braking point and throttle points. Otherwise, it could be disastrous for you and the driver you're trying to pass. Ferrari not in the red. This lap will not count. Caution is out for Sector 3, and we've seen a lot of issues out here so far in practice and qualifying. Some drivers spinning out just trying to get through that portion. 2 minutes left in qualifying. Kerr still on the top of the board with a 1:32.1. Again, a caution out in the same exact place. Moose, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Are we not making that first turn? Going right back down the hill into the right-hander and gonna make his way to the S's, which I can tell you is so fun to do, and I bet especially in these cars, but if not taken properly, there is a lot of time to lose. You just got off work. Well, I hope your day was good. Thank you for being out here. Probably not making this hard left-hander. Going on to the back straight in Sector 2. Again, a passing opportunity here as we're coming up on the next corner. Kerr improves the time, 1:31.5. That's 0.2 off from Ferrari Nut with a 1:32.7, and Jacob X99 on his outlap with a 1:32.8. Will these drivers be able to improve that time? It's going to be so incredibly close. And we have two drivers in the 1:33s. It's going to be Scarface and Leaf Justin, 0.3 off from each other. 1:34s is going to be J Mac Attack, Gale Force, JC, and Rattly Bacon. I'm sensing another pack. That's going to be our third pack, I'll say. And then Josh out there with a 1:35.8. Sober David, a 1:36.2. This thing has been under...
Rain's going to miss us.
I guess so, huh? On my screen, this thing has been under a constant caution. Time remaining, 3 minutes left on the clock to allow these drivers to finish their lap. Kerr coming around, but he's in the red, so that is going to be it for him as he is making his way around the last part of that lap. Let's see what Ferrari is up to. In the green so far. Not sure we'll see a better lap from him, but we still have time. Scarface's lap time will stick. Leaf Justin, his lap time will stay. J Mac Attack in the pits. Gale Force, his lap time will stick, along with Rattly Bacon, Josh, Sober David, and Dion. All right, Jordan, any final guesses of who will win the race or what kind of battles we will see out on track?
Well, I think it looks like it's going to be pretty handily between Jacob Kerr and Ferrari Nut for who wins this race. They are 0.2 away from each other and then over a full second away from everyone else. So, Jacob actually put down a really good lap there. He's actually really gapped himself from fourth on back. So, looks like the McLaren is going to be really fast. But then Scarface, Justin, myself, Gale Force, JC, Rattly Bacon, we're all kind of on top of each other.
Yes.
Their times. There's 1.1 seconds between us, between 4th through 9th, and then it's 1.1 seconds to 3rd, and then it's, a half second to, or it's about 3/4 of a second to 2nd. So there's going to be a lot of good battling in the midfield, but it looks like we have three drivers who are kind of separated themselves as the podium favorites.
Yeah, it's going to be Kerr, Ferrari Nut, and Jacob X99. It'll be very interesting to see how this battle pans out, but I'll tell you what, lap 1, turn 1, we've talked about it, going to talk about it again. We will have to keep our eye out on these drivers. It is a very harsh, sudden corner. You're going uphill and making that sudden turn, and hopefully not into each other. We don't need missing wings at the first part of the race. But 28 laps is a lot of driving under these conditions, and that rain has held out. I'm kind of curious. We're going to see it for the race.
Honestly, didn't look, so I have no idea.
Well, we're going to find out in a minute. It is
my
looking.
engineers would keep me apprised of the situation.
It is looking a little
Unfortunately, they
rainy
did
out
not.
there. We'll see. Kerr on pole, 131.5. Ferrari Nut in second, 131.7. Jacob in third. Fourth is going to be Scarface with fifth. Leaf Justin. Sixth is J Mac Attack. Gale Force is going to be seventh with JC and sitting in eighth. Riley Bacon right behind him sitting P9 with Josh in 10th. And 11th is going to be Sober David with last but not least, 12th is going to be Dion for Dub. Are you guys dueling each other in chat? Maddie wins. All right.
All right, here we go. Into the
Formation.
see what we got. Looks like we're gonna have nice sunny skies for
Oh, hey.
our race today.
All right. The clouds are going away. Blue skies right behind. So,
They will be
yeah,
smiling
no
on
rain.
us.
Hopefully that means no penalties if they're smiling on us, right?
Something like that.
Someone said safety car could be a thing previous seasons, but not so much this season. You always win. Nothing wrong with that. These drivers will be getting their setups in, getting everything set, ready to go, and then we'll head to our formation lap. Getting ready for our penultimate race of this season. I cannot believe I'm saying that already, but Season 8 has absolutely flown by. And our last race, man, it should be next week. I feel like we've had a couple of off weeks out here, but we're going to be heading to Brazil. Evan, what's up? How are you? COTA is always a fun one. I personally love the S's. I can imagine it's got to be just a blast, especially when you nail it out here in the F1 series. You can see the crowd going wild out there. Gotta love it. All right, here they are getting ready for their formation lap with Kerr at the helm. Oh, not sure what's going on with Kerr, but he was ghosted out. Hopefully we get him back in here, but Ferrari Nut, see him right here, and man, hopefully Kerr can get back in. That's wild. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Riley Bacon, it shows disqualified. I have a feeling we might be restarting this race. I don't know. Evan, I'm so sorry to hear that. Man, that's tough news. Really sorry to hear that. You can see these guys heading out onto the backstretch. Two drivers still sitting at the start here.
Opting not to take part in our formation lap, I guess.
Yeah, very interesting. You can see race strategies here, a one stopper, medium to hard, or vice versa. Or you can do a two stopper, which I'm not sure that we will see that. That's definitely an option.
I believe everyone with active working brain cells started on the mediums, because I'm the only one around the hards around me.
Let's see. Oh yeah, you're the only one on hards at all there, Jordan.
Yeah. What can
You
I
just
say,
like to keep
know?
things interesting. It's all good.
Sometimes you just gotta do things a little differently.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they don't make sense.
Do we know if Kerr is actually there?
Don't know. It'll probably put him with us, but we'll see.
We're about to find out. All right, everyone's lined up. Getting ready to box up. Gale Force, a little trouble heading into the box there. Here we go for 28 laps as the lights are getting ready to go out here at Circuit of the Americas. We are off, and you can see Kerr out there in first.
Ooh.
This is where we're going to need to watch. You can see him trying to keep Ferrari up behind him heading into that first corner. Too wide. A couple of drivers taking it extremely wide, trying to make their way through. Looks like everyone was able to make their way, but J-Mac has fallen back to the rear of the field.
Tons of wheel spin. I don't know where that came from. I've never had her start that bad, but that was ridiculous.
A lot of congestion going on up here. We got Sober David, Rally Bacon, Dion, Josh, and JC. Track is very, very filled, but let's take a look at our leaders out here. Kerr sitting P1. Ferrari Nut directly behind him. Jacob sitting P3, exactly where they started. A long line going down this backstretch heading into Sector 3. You can already see packs starting to form out here. 2 packs so far. On board with Gale Force, JC falls back a little bit, and then a huge separation between him and Josh X1014. Josh is going to have a few drivers behind him. That will be Dion, Rattly Bacon, Sober David, and J-Mac Attack. And Rattly Bacon makes his way by Dion, who loses 2 spots, and Sober David makes his way up to P10. Kerr, fastest lap out there, a 1:36. Ferrari Nut goes into the lead past the corner, into the first corner. Heading into the S's, Kerr already getting away from Jacob. Almost a 2-second gap between the 2 drivers. Dion for dub, already a 3-second time penalty, our first penalty on the board. We knew there was going to be, a chance for some penalties, but man, lap 2 of 28. It's going to be a long one. Kerr just under half a second behind Ferrari Nut, moving into Sector 3 from this backstretch into Turn 12. Really have to take your time through this. You can see Kerr getting a little loose, but man, when he is on it, he is absolutely on it. He does have a few wins here at COTA. I would not be surprised if we see him making his way back up to Ferrari, but Ferrari, he's making it difficult. Already just over half a second in front of Kerr. Ferrari at 135.6, fastest lap of the race as we head into lap 3. Jacob X99, he is 2.8 behind Kerr, so we do have several packs forming here tonight. Jacob is going to have Scarface right on his heels. Scarface going to separate these McLaren drivers. Justin going to be directly behind, sitting P5, 1.4 behind. And then right there is going to be Gale Force, P6, and then P7, JCX12. Just under half a second. You can see him right there. Right on the heels, gets loose. Scarface, trouble for him, gets loose, and he's going to lose a couple of spots, falls to P6. JC trying to gather it back up. Rattly Bacon in another pack. Ferrari Nut already a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Man, these penalties might be stacking up quite a bit tonight.
I imagine we're going to see a lot on the leaderboard, especially as hard as everyone's racing. Maybe if we get a little bit of separation, but I think the DRS zones are going to keep everyone pretty tight together.
Yeah, those DRS zones are Pretty long. Josh sitting P9th, almost 3 seconds behind Rally Bacon. Sober David, though, right. Oh, Josh going really, really wide coming off that corner. That is definitely going to be a warning for him. Takes that corner wide and loses it. Goes straight into the wall for Josh. Hopefully not a lot of damage for him. We see him back on that front stretch. Let's check out that damage. Some left front damage perhaps on that wing. Right side looks fine, but man, that is going to be a long lap trying to make his way back.
Oh, someone else spun.
Yeah, it looks like Rattly Bacon. Trouble through the S's here. Sitting P10, he is back on the track and moving. Meanwhile, Ferrari Nut, man, Kerr is directly on him, putting the pressure on him. You can see really spinning those tires for Ferrari Nut as he is braking hard. Evan, you're right. A lot of penalties at the start. We already have 2 on the board. It was just within the first 3 laps. I think we're going to see these stack up pretty quickly. Top 2 drivers have left the remainder of the field behind. Jacob X99, 4.4 behind. Ferrari Nut, another fastest lap, 135.5. Jacob on his own little island, and a little farther away is going to be his teammate from McLaren, Leaf Justin, 3 seconds behind. Gale Force, this is where this third pack is going to be. He's got a lot of drivers right behind him, that including Scarface, JC, and Sober David, not too far behind. J-Mac Attack is going to be right there with him. Josh already down pit lane. That's to fix that wing damage that he had earlier on from contact with the wall. Blue skies out there, no rain visible. Ferrari Nut still out in the lead, but Kerr is not letting him get away. The issues we saw from Ferrari Nut early on in the season has now absolutely diminished to nothing. I mean, this guy does a phenomenal job race after race, but Kerr is not letting him get away. I say that, but now he's a second behind. I don't know if he got a little loose. He was just 3/10 behind, and we do have another caution out there. Want to say that was from Josh through the S's. Getting back up to full speed here. Lap 6 of 28. Let's take a look. Leaf Justin leading this, I'll call it the second pack. Jacob is on his own little island. He just needs to worry about driving his line, and he should safely have P3. But Justin, man, he's got a lot of cars behind him. A lot of pressure being put on him. He's got Gale Force in 5th. Scarface right in that line sitting P6, and you see JC not too much further back. Any of these positions can change at any moment. Sober David, P8, about 9 seconds behind JC. J-Mac Attack directly on his heels. There he goes to try to make that pass that is going to be for P8, and they are still side by side, but Jordan is going to have it as he comes around the corner. David moves up back to P9. Rally Bacon 10th, Dion 4Dub 11th, and Josh P12. Around to a trickier part of the track. A couple of drivers have had issue with, but Jordan nor David had an issue going through here as they move on to lap 7 of 28. Another DRS zone for these drivers. This is the corner we were talking about that can be extremely tricky. Maddie, you did miss a lot. I'm not sure exactly what you missed. I'll tell you what, we have a couple of different packs going on out here. Kerr is slowly losing the heels of Ferrari Nut, falling back to almost 2 seconds, and now he has officially fallen back. Jake up on his own little island. Gale Force, take a look at this battle. Absolutely incredible. Gale Force moves up to P4. Justin just got past. He's going to be in 5th out here currently. We always have those battles midfield, and I'll tell you what, man, this one is pretty wild. Scarface right behind, and it looks like he just really is wanting to try to make a pass for P5. These drivers look a little unsteady on these curbs. I think some of these curbs are throwing these drivers through a loop. Fatty says, everything. JC really pushing the bounds, taking it over that curb just a little bit. Here we go, Scarface taking a look on the inside in that first corner. Can he make the pass? Justin has a nice run on that outside and protects that 5th position. Scarface gonna have to try again.
That got weird.
Here we go through the S's. Coming up, sector 2. Little caution there, not sure exactly what that is for, but it looks like Leaf Justin gets into the wall. He's gonna lose a spot.
Oh God. Woo.
Man, close call. Jordan makes his way on by, and also Sober David. That's going to be about 9 seconds that Justin lost in that. And meanwhile, we do have another battle. It's going to be between Scarface and JC for P5. Back and forth they go. JC makes the pass. Really wish we had a replay button so I could see what happened to Justin, but man, so unfortunate. He has won here at COTA before. I know he
scared
would.
The devil out of me.
I just saw. I was on board with him. And I see you fly by. It was very close. Very close. Justin needs to gather himself back up and try to make that next pass. But man, he's heading into pit lane, and I assume he has got some wing damage on that front end as we saw him into the wall there. Riley Bacon sitting P10. Makes his way up to 9th as Justin is in pit lane. Dion 4 dub with a time penalty. Let's take a look. All these drivers are on the medium tire compounds. All of them. Except for J-Mac Attack.
Except for this dummy.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Justin just took hards. And Josh is out on hards. Penalties seem to calm down. Only 2 on the board. It's going to be Ferrari Nut and Dion 4 dub. So a couple of penalties within the first couple of laps. And it has since calmed down. Hopefully, I didn't just jinx everyone. Dion slideways through that corner. My goodness, what a save. Ferrari Nut, almost 2.5 second gap over P2. That's going to be Kerr, and you can see Ferrari Nut, his car getting a little upset going through that final corner. A known issue for a lot of drivers. You know, it could be, Maddie. It could be. Usually it is Sober David that does the opposite strategies. Sometimes J-Mac, but yeah, you never know. Might pay off tonight. He did an entire run, pretty much entire practice on hard tire compound. So we know it's possible. You just can't do it, though. You do have to make tire changes, right? That's still an enforcement. Yeah.
That is a enforced rule.
2.7.
Let me put on soft tires. I'm kind of wondering if that's actually a thing that maybe you can only use hards and mediums in the race or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be weird. You would think just as long as you change them, you could use whatever, but...
I mean, that's usually how it is, but I know some tracks have weird rules.
Yeah.
And maybe this one does in this game. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely making that up. Anything's possible.
On board with Kerr, and my goodness, what a view from his cockpit view here, but man, oh man. On the move, just under 3 seconds behind Ferrari Nut. Ferrari Nut's gonna have to make a mistake in order for Kerr to catch him. See them going back up the hill, coming lap 11 of 28 around the first corner. Jacob sitting confidently P3. I mean, just done a great job out here. Scarface goes for the pass over Gale Force, who has made his way into pit lane. So we're seeing a couple of drivers starting to make their way in now. Top 5 drivers on medium. J-Mac Attack on the hard. Sober David medium. Gale Force comes out on the hards, and Riley Bacon medium. On board with JC, just 0.7 behind Scarface. This group has since separated. Justin fell off earlier on after an incident in which we saw him into the wall. Another driver, Gale Force, he has gone in to switch out the tires. Scarface and JC still remain in this pack here. Something must have happened to Kerr. He is 3.7 behind. Kerr just won last race. He's only done 2 races with us this season, I'm pretty sure, but Azerbaijan, he won. That was the last race. Ferrari Nut winning 8 races this season. I see a driver off the track here. It's going to be driver in the red. I'm not sure if it's going to be probably Dion. Another 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds for him so far in the race. Lap 12 of 28. But with Ferrari Nut winning 8 races this season, he has won the championship as of a couple of races ago.
Yawn.
Let's see how many different winners we've had. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different winners this season. I don't even know what race this is. Maybe 18, 17, something around there.
Has it been that many? It's been that many weeks because we've had a million bye weeks because everybody's going on vacation. But you know.
And
I just everyone.
Yeah. Oh hush. We've had 14 races. I got ahead of myself. I must have been thinking last season because I'm pretty sure we had like 18 or something.
Oh baby. Oh.
Hold on to it, Jordan. J-Mac Attack 3-second time penalty.
Because I got loose and I'm going across the grass like with no throttle on, and the game's like, oh, your car. Stewards are drunk.
Love the camera view, but man, with how loose you were getting in practice, I'm surprised it didn't happen before then. So I'd say you've done
Try to
really
be
well.
real timid under braking. I cannot get my braking right, and every time I do, I lock up the rears. I don't know how Ferrari goes in there a million miles an hour and puts up a smoke show.
Literally.
Without ever locking the rears.
Maddie says no, J-Mac. 10-second penalty for Rattly Bacon corner cut. How do you get a 10-second penalty from corner cutting?
Must have really cut it.
Oh, he was going into pit lane, so that must have something to do with it. Riley Bacon, medium tire compound, sitting P10th. Leaf Justin in 9th with 3-second time penalty. Dion 4 dub, 12th with 6-second penalties. Ferrari Nut sitting with 3-second penalty, and J-Mac attack, 3-second time penalty. I mean, that is some phenomenal corner cutting for 10 seconds. I mean, wowzer. And he definitely served that because that penalty is now gone. All right, let's take a look. Who has gone in, who has not? The only driver who has not is J-Mac attack. Everyone else has gone in.
I'm kind of surprised how early everyone is gone because mediums and the hards seem to be pretty equal to each other, but
everyone is out on hards. Yeah, I know. Oldest tires out here besides Jordan is going to be Josh at 8 lap old tires, sitting P11th. We're gonna have Leaf Justin with 4 lap old tires. Probably not, you can see, and he's already in the purple again. How do you go in the purple on old tires? Good grief. 4.6 ahead of Kerr out here, sitting P2, and you can see the dust cloud that Ferrari Nut has left. Making his way on to the backstretch in Sector 2. Not going to be in the DRS zone from Ferrari Nut. J-Max sitting P3, the only driver that has yet to go in.
Safety in that car right now would be, as they say, mega.
I'm sure you would love that. We'll see if that happens. Here we go, Jacob, and yeah, Jacob getting passed by Gale Force. Gale Force going to move up to P4. Jacob into 5th currently. These drivers.
Gale Force didn't have a lot of speed in practice, but he's one of those guys that I figure would be pretty solid in the race, so not surprised to see him move up through the field there.
Same, yeah. Ferrari Nut fastest lap there, 135.3. I don't know how he is doing that this late in the race here. You know, I guess he does. Does he have new? He does have new tires, so I guess that would make sense. Wouldn't that be amazing, Racer? How are you doing? That'd be a wild one, I'll say. That would be a wild, wild interview considering everything that's going on. Jacob still right on the heels of Gale Force. Another spot to be made up here. Will he be able to make it happen as they are going through the S's? J-Mac attack sounds like he is having some possible issues out here. He's got Jacob right behind. Or no. Gale Force moves up. J-Mac goes back. So much happening, so little time here. Sector 2 on the backstretch here. Gale Force, yeah, he looks like he's going to be secure in that 3rd position. Jacob really has to woe that up to try to make that corner. Gale Force, it is his first season on the F1 side with SnB, and just really does a great job out here. Super impressed with what he's done each and every race. And Ferrari Nut putting down the fastest lap, and Kerr's going to answer back with his fastest lap of the session. Unfortunately, Kerr is about 5 seconds back, something huge would have to happen to Ferrari Nut for Kerr to possibly catch him. Last time we were here, it was Kerr that won the race, I do believe. Let's go back and take a look here. Yeah, Kerr was the one who won it last season. Racer, we appreciate you being out here. Recovery continues. I can walk, but jogging is hard. Really? Racer? That's crazy. How long has that been going on now? Hearing lots of changes coming to the cars next year. Oh, okay. Jacob X99 sitting P4. You can see Gale Force right up ahead. Here we go. Jacob trying to make that move heading into the left-hander up here. He's got a nose out, making around the corner. Nice, nice move right there. Gale Force falls to P4. Jacob to third. These two have switched positions a couple of times, and it will not be the last time we see this. You guys want to let me know what is the biggest change, the change that you're looking forward to the most? Scarface sitting fifth. He's had a lot of great races out here. A couple of races that I know he wished didn't happen, but he's had a remarkable first season in F1. Hospital for 5 months? What in the world? Are you kidding me? So you're a miracle right now. That's insane. Wow. Man, oh man, I'm glad you're doing okay. Just take it easy, work your way back up to everything, but that's wild. Max driving for Mercedes. Let the comments begin. I'm excited to see the Cadillac. All right. Man, you're blowing my mind, Racer. That's crazy. All right, let's take a look through the field. Lap 17 of 28. Ferrari Nut still in the lead here. Another pass made by Gale Force over Jacob. These two, so much going on between these two drivers. Almost some contact when we got on board with them. Side by side once again. Gale Force still in third, Jacob fourth. Gotta stay on board with this battle, man. Nose to tail for these drivers now, side by side. Crazy. You are classified as one of the top 5 surgery miracles for 2024. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, you had some angels looking out for you, sir. Side by side once again, Gale Force still a little nose out. Jacob almost had the pass, but not enough to make it happen. Scarface is just saying, hey, you know what? Keep going at it. It's going to allow me to catch back up to you guys, but man. Aggressive driving, yeah. You know what? These guys always have great battles. So fun to watch. Their pit stop kind of separated them a little bit. An incident earlier on with Justin getting into the wall separated them even more. Went down that backstretch. Not enough to try to make the move going into that next corner. I do believe that's turn 12. Brake check. Scarface 2.3 behind. He is hoping that they are still going to battle. Every battle is going to help him out. Here it is right there. Jacob really hugging that bottom curb. Mistake by Gale Force. Jacob catches right up to him, able to hold him off, but I'm not sure for how long. We're on the front stretch. Once again, lap 19 of 28. He's going to try to take a look on that inside. Here he goes. Decides better of it. Gale Force takes it wide. Man, these battles are intense. Yeah, they're so clean. So clean. Drive to Survive 2025. I'm watching the F1 Academy right now, which is pretty wild. All right, we'll try to take a look at some other battles right here, but Jacob sitting third, Gale Force, fourth place. Scarface 1.1 back, so he is gaining on these two drivers up ahead. He sits P5. JC 2.1 behind. He sits P6 with Sober David. About 17 seconds back, sitting 7th with Leaf Justin sitting 8th, about 4.8 behind, a 3-second time penalty. J-Mac Attack sitting 9th with another 3-second time penalty for him. Riley Bacon sitting 10th. Josh in 11th, and Dion 4 Dub sitting 12th.
We're getting to that point in the race where someone losing talent would really be handy. As long as it's not me. It'd definitely be me.
Don't jinx yourself. Rari Nut, I've seen pretty much a perfect race from him. He sits 6 seconds ahead of Kerr. These two have seen several seasons battling back and forth. Kerr has only been out here a couple of times this season, and one of those times he won, and is going to be last week. I know he would love to win back-to-back. I'm not sure that's going to happen, though. You worked for the series for the first 2 seasons. Nice. You know what? I can imagine. I can imagine there's some cat fights off camera. You got a whole crew of girls, and it's very competitive. I can absolutely see it. Jacob sitting P3, almost 30 seconds behind. That's just how much speed these guys have in first and second. That is insane. Caution Sector 2. Not sure who that is going to involve. Let's see if we can't find it. Sober David making his way, and that caution has since left. JC about 2.5 off of Scarface. Scarface still looking to catch up to Gale Force and Jacob. These two still seem to be getting a little separated at this point. Not by much, about half a second between the two drivers. Yeah, I think these guys are definitely feeling it. Some of these drivers were saying that they were loose in practice and having issues. They were trying to help each other out with figuring out how to not be so loose coming off of the exit. Help for some of them. You can see this tires wearing out are definitely affecting how they're able to take off. J-Mac completely opposite is out here medium. Everyone else hard tire compound. Always keeping it interesting.
Hey, no, some can't all follow in line. I'm no lemming. I march to the beat of my own drum.
There you go.
Yeah, now it might be a drum that's like a minute and a half off the leader, but still.
It's still yours. Rari Nut, you can see him making his way to lap 22, catching up to possibly lap another driver out here. Making his way into the first corner. Meanwhile, Kerr is going to be P2. He makes his way into lap 22, 7.6 behind. So that gap is definitely increasing, and the hopes of a win is diminishing. Jacob 29 seconds behind, but he's got Gale Force directly behind him. The battle has since slowed down a little bit, but it can pick up at any time, and We're starting to see those clouds in the sky. Not as blue sky as I once saw before. Scarface a second behind. That gap has increased a little bit. You can see him trying to close that up. JC 3.7 behind, sitting P6. Sober David. We saw a couple of drivers on their own little island. That's exactly where Sober David is, on his own little island. Just has to worry about what line he is taking. Make sure he holds that car underneath him, brings it home in one piece, and he'll get a solid top 7 out of this. Leave Justin 7.2 behind. 3-second time penalty for him. J-Mac Attack sitting 9th. 3-second time penalty for him also. And once again, I see a notification. These two drivers battling it out. Scarface to make his way past Gale Force. Oh, I get off screen with Justin, and he is in the wall once again. It's in the S's for Justin.
I used the NASCAR Thunder Intimidator button.
Poor Justin. A rough night for him for sure. Gale Force has lost a spot. Not sure what happened. Perhaps got a little loose, but Scarface has moved up P4. Gale Force down. It's P5. I haven't done a lot of that on iRacing. So the tire wear isn't a huge thing on there, huh? Take a look through the S's, man. It's just so satisfying if you can nail that. So much fun.
That is true. Definitely one of the more fun little sections of racetrack in racing.
I'm kind of curious about this weather, though, Jordan. Lap 23 of 28, and it is just getting cloudier by the second.
According to the pre-race forecast, it was supposed to get cloudy, but then the sun would come back out. So,
oh, okay.
We'll see if that holds true, or if there is a little rain, because they could be wrong.
They could be. That is true. Gale Force, half a second behind Scarface. Will he try to get that position back? Scarface having a solid race along with Gale Force. Jacob sitting in a nice position. He's going to allow these two drivers behind him to battle it out, and hopefully he can make that gap increase. Take a look on board at lap 24 of 28. No raindrops yet. Jordan says it should miss us. Let's see if it does. This guy's starting to separate a little bit. Almost a second gap between Scarface and Gale Force. Caution Sector 2 is going to be in the S's. Let's go on through, see who is being affected currently. Looks like, Jacob, 10-second penalty, severe collision with Josh, I do believe it said. That is his brother. Might be a family feud going on pretty soon here. I'm not sure what kind of damage we're going to see for Josh, but we do have a virtual safety car out, and that is just catastrophic for Jacob out here after such an incredible run for him. Real, how are you? I hope you're doing well. We have an entire family of Cardwell racers out on track. You're bound to run into some of them.
There's more Cardwells than there are Bodines. That is a pretty aged NASCAR reference, so y'all might not get that one. And
this is their home track, so all of them want to win. It's Jordan's home track.
as well as Ferrari Nut.
As
And,
Ferrari Nut, Kerr
and
used to live there.
Rangers, yeah, Rangers spent some time living in Texas as well, so it's a whole lot of Texas ties here.
Oh, I'm gonna ask Jordan this because he has nothing to do besides, you know, driving and whatnot.
Yeah.
But which famous driver was it that would play a song like Beethoven or something, like a different song for every track? Something about the dance between car and track.
I don't know.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
a
it's
good
F1
question.
though, not NASCAR.
Who
He
played like
Niki Lauda.
classical
Lauda?
music? Okay, Niki Lauda. That actually kind of checks out, I think.
Pass here while I am talking to Jordan. He's making his way past Jacob. Man, I'm heartbroken for Jacob. Tough times right there.
I thought that was going to be like an actual safety car, but it was only a virtual one.
Virtual, yeah.
So
And
I ended
getting
up
it.
losing a lot of time because I was taking it super easy. But oh well.
He served that 10-second time penalty, so that's why he is out here P8. Caution in Sector 2. Going to be right past that second DRS zone, but it looks like everyone is off and moving. Jacob going to be out 37 seconds ahead. One of his brothers, Rattly Bacon, sitting P9th. But man, just a great race for Jacob until that happened. It's raining men wheeling an F1 at Zandvoort. Can you imagine? Ferrari Nut lap 26 of 28. Sector 2 getting ready to come up to 27 laps here. Top two drivers do have a 3-second time penalty. Will not affect anyone. Kerr is not within that 3 seconds, nor is Gale Force, who's sitting P3, so they will keep their position. Scarface, 2.5 seconds back, sitting P4, right outside of that podium spot. Caution in Sector 3. We've seen quite a lot of those. Driver off track. That's going to be Josh. Once again, lets everyone go on by. He sits 12th currently. Ferrari Nut, meanwhile, getting the fastest lap once again, 132.9. He's already won the championship, going for his 9th win of the season. And it looks like he's going to get it done. Only he's got to finish this out and the final lap. And it's his trophy to take home. Jacob making his way by J Mac Attack. Oh man, this is going to be one of those what if races. What could have been. Racer, you are asking the wrong person that. Kickstake become Audi next year, correct? We'll find out. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know, but the rain has stayed away. Let's take a look at Ferrari Nut. Coming up, Sector 3 for him. A trouble spot for a lot of drivers. Maddie, you know a lot about F1. I love it. You need to be out here. You do a lot better than I would. Gale Force, you can see him sitting P3. Scarface not too far behind, and JC putting the pressure on Scarface. Coming up on the final lap here shortly for these two drivers, but Ferrari Nut on his final lap. Let's take a look at our current leader as he is making his way through Sector 1 in the S's. Past the Ferris wheel here. I know. A few drivers definitely had to get used to medium traction control, and we do have another caution that has since went on by as we are on our final lap. Ferrari Nut making his way down the second straight, Sector 2, and I'll tell you what, that section of the track, man, giving these drivers all sorts of grief. Another caution. I do believe that might be Josh once again. Another trouble spot for drivers. He makes his way on through. Huge props for him for hanging out here and making his way through the race. 28 laps. Ferrari Nut coming around the final portion of Sector 3, the final couple of corners. One last corner, and here he makes his way around the winner here at Circuit of the Americas. Great job for Ferrari Nut, capturing his 9th win of the season. He already has a championship, one for Season 8. Huge congratulations, Kerr. Meanwhile, gonna finish P2. Great job for him, his second race out here with us. Has a win last race at Azerbaijan. Gale Force making his way around Sector 3 will bring these drivers on home.
Coming to the end there, it appears that Leaf Justin and Ratley Bacon had an incident racing for 9th and 10th. Not sure what the manner of it was, but there was a bit of a crash for Leaf Justin to avoid the finish of this race.
Justin having a tough race, but Gale Force finishing 3rd, JC in 4th, Scarface 5th. Sober David having a nice finish. If I don't want to say anything, don't want to jinx him. He's got Jacob right behind. A nice comeback for Jacob as he sits P7. And here we go. Sober David coming on home, P6. Jacob in 7th. J-Mac Attack rounding the final corner here for P8. Riley Bacon going to be 9th. Leaf Justin 10th. Dion going to be 11th with Josh P12. All right, let's get Ferrari Nut, Kerr, and Gale Force out here. What a race. That was a wild one.
That was not fun at the start, and then fun, and then not fun again, and then kind of fun just watching it chaos from a distance.
It was all over the place. All right, Kerr, and then I already forgot who else I'm getting here.
Kerr and
I'm over
Gale
here.
Force?
I can't even find them. They're not even on.
They never are.
I know it won't let me invite anyone. All right. Can you send them an invite? I'll get Gale Force.
I'm
Just get
trying
Kerr. Thank you,
to find.
Mr. Kerr. Ferrari Nut celebrating his 9th win of the season and a championship to boot, which he celebrated a couple of weeks ago. But Ferrari Nut, man, we saw some nice battles earlier on with you and Kerr. Take us through those battles and how you got away.
Yeah, I think he had the car maybe just a little bit more possibly rear downforce, but he couldn't. It kind of got when we get a little wear on the tires. He just doesn't seem to maintain the pace quite as well. So started to pull away there. Got a really goofy penalty there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but coming into 12, I locked the rears and it pointed through the middle of the apex, and I didn't have a choice but to just go straight through the grass, and it immediately gave me a 3-second. Didn't even get another warning, just straight to 3 seconds, straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. So that was like, all right, well, that's the thing that happened. So just had to knuckle down and deal with it at that point. I was like, well, I'm not going to ask him to remove it. It happened. I'll take it and just run with it. But yeah. Surprisingly, he got the fast lap back from me, which I know he just had to have a full battery and just dumped it that lap in the middle of the race. But then the VSC at the end kind of gave me an opportunity to go steal that back, and He may have missed a step there with not staying out because I lost my alerts on the top that tell me when I get a penalty or the pit speed or the flag status
Yeah.
or anything like that. I lost that like halfway through the race. I was no longer getting that. So he set that fast lap, and I didn't even see it for half the lap because it didn't pop a notification up at the top. Um, so I was driving blind effectively on that. But I thought it was a full safety car. Turned out it was just a VSC. If he'd have stayed out, he might have had a chance to still stay ahead of me, but maybe not. But he definitely wouldn't have probably picked up the penalty because I think he got that on the pit entry.
For you, what was the trickiest part of the track?
The trickiest part of the track around here has always been the left-hander over the top of the hill right before you get to the hairpin. That corner, the car just gets so light that if you are giving it even just the slightest bit too much throttle, it will just kick the rear out and spin you immediately. There's no saving it once it starts.
Fair enough. And next week it is Brazil, final race of the season. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I'm hoping it's a wet race because in Brazil I just love the rain, but even when it's dry, I'm always quick there. So, I honestly thought we were going there tonight. I kind of forgot what the schedule was, and good thing I was running around here all week for my other league in F1 25 because I just took the same setup, threw it on this car, and it worked. I hadn't even turned a lap on 24 till I showed up for qualifying, and I was honestly expecting to be starting from the back because I thought qualifying was going to be basically over. So the fact that I got to do a few laps and kind of just feel it out kind of gave me a little more confidence there off the start. But I'll give Kerr this. He's quick over a single lap on this game.
He's had speed in the races he's shown up, and definitely missed seeing him out here full time. But I know he's hoping to go back to back, but you broke that one, getting your 9th win, which is absolutely insane in a season. But man, huge congratulations on that win, and of course the championship, which you already have in the bag. But great season for you, Ferrari.
Somebody's got to be the heartbreaker.
All right, we're going to have Gale Force. Kerr is not going to be here for an interview, but Gale Force running out the podium out here. Man, you had a wild race, up and down kind of battle. Take us through how your race went.
I felt really bad going into it. Qualifying wasn't great. I was quite a ways off of Jacob, who normally I like to try and be around on speed. COTA's always been a track where I'm normally struggling a little, but then in the race, I don't know what happened. I managed to fight my way through up to 4th, pitted 2 laps early just to try and get an undercut on Jacob and hope I could hold the tires on. It worked. I got onto the back of him, we fought for a little bit, and then he started to pull away, so I just let Scar go ahead, hoping he could get to Jacob and drag them both back to me. But then Jacob got really unlucky with the incident about the VSC. Like, there was nothing he could do. He just got collected in a lapped car's accident, and then that gave me another shot at Scar. And then before I even could try and passing him, Scar had a half spin of his own. So I think realistically we're maybe 5th place at the end, but just luck towards the last couple laps.
Yeah, I know you didn't sound too confident going into this race, but I feel like you're so consistent this season and done a great job. I'm not surprised that you made your way up there. Whether you think it's by luck or just falling into it or not, you do have the speed. But I gotta ask, because you always have these crazy battles with several other drivers. Which was your favorite tonight?
It might be early on. I had a little fight with Justin. There was one move down into, I think it was the hairpin before the backstretch. He had a little mistake, gave me a chance to have a run at him, and I just managed to hang it around the outside of the hairpin and clear him and get DRS to just pull away. Like, that was a really fun move to make.
It's always fun to watch you guys battle. I don't know how you guys manage to be so close and switch back and forth like that, but it's so fun to watch. All right, next week it is Brazil. How you feel about that?
I love Brazil. It is my favorite F1 track.
Oh,
I
okay.
hope I do well. I love, like I've had all season, just the battles I've been able to have with these guys, and Brazil's a track that really allows for that. So hopefully, if nothing else, I can just put on a show fighting some number of Cardwells and Justin and Scar probably.
Yeah. Are we gonna see a Gale Force win next week?
I wish.
We'll find out. You have the speed for it for sure at a lot of these tracks. So it's been a really fun season watching you out here for your first season out in F1. But huge congratulations on the podium finish once again tonight.
Thank you.
All right. It looks like that is going to be it for our interviews. Jordan, I got to ask you, since you're in the booth, are you going to be racing Brazil?
I mean, depends on if we have a small field, I might just be a field filler to, cause some chaos and slide around everywhere. But maybe. But otherwise, if we have enough people with the boom that a single family has managed to create on the numbers in this league, maybe I'll be in the booth with you and we can watch some of the battles and talk about it. But we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes.
Fair enough. Well, you heard it there. Next week will be Brazil for our final race of the season. It's been so much fun watching everyone, and I appreciate everyone out here in chat rooting for the drivers and keeping us company out in the booth. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday. You guys take it easy.